What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you for joining us for another walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay, and I am joined by the team over at Flixier. Flixier is a cloud-powered video editor that makes it easy to collaborate on projects and export videos in minutes. It is an awesome video editing tool that's starting at just $69 for a lifetime deal on AppSumo right now. Before we take a full walkthrough, and answer all of your questions, I want to go over just a few quick things. The first is that if you want to tell us a little bit about your business, your use case, anything like that, why you're interested in Flixier, you can go ahead and do that over in the chat room over on the right-hand side. If you have any questions about the tool, go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box down below the video. When you leave the questions in the Q&A box, it's easier for us to get through, and we will circle back to all those questions at the end of the walkthrough. But we also have Daniel from the team of Flixier who will be talking with y'all and getting y'all the answers that you need. The last thing is that there will be a replay of this. So if you need to step out for any reason, you definitely can. And you can watch this as many times as you want. All right. Thank you so much, Paul, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you all for tuning in. I'm so happy to show you Flixier today. So please feel free to ask any questions you have. It will be a pleasure to answer them. That's why we're here. I just wanted to give you a bit of a background into Flixier and what we're trying to achieve here. So at Flixier, we were really focused on speed of processing or on exporting videos at a very fast speed, because often videos or computers are slow these days compared to videos needing processing power. So that's why we try to make everything easier for everyone. So we decided to build a cloud system that takes that strain from your computer and then processes everything in the cloud. And that even comes with some more benefits, like we just talked about, collaboration and real-time feedback and things like that. So today I want to go through all of that and to show you some cool things. So this will not be a very specific use case thing, because Flixier can do a lot of things. I'll just show you some editing things that you can do, some collaborations, and then I'll also show you some other speed of exports.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to pass this over to you then. I'm going to turn off my mic and my camera, but Sumolings, leave your questions in the Q&A box down below, and Daniel will get to them, but if he doesn't, we'll also circle back to those after the walkthrough. Yeah, I'll check in with y'all later. Have fun.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so I'll share my screen now. Let me see, how do I do this? I'm just trying to share my entire screen. Okay, there it is. It's easy. Okay, so this is my Flixier dashboard, and I actually have two accounts here that I'm logged into, because I want to show you how the team collaboration works in Flixier. So first off, I will just create a project, and I will call this my travel video. I'll just choose a widescreen format, and I will click create. And now I can start to simply add things into my timeline. Just to show you very easily, you can also use some stock footage. I'll just drag and drop something from here right now because it's super easy. And you can drag and drop it and hit play, and the video starts playing. Now, I can save this project, and if I go back to my projects library, I can click share with my team. Now you'll see that I shared this project. And if I look back into the other dashboard that I have, you will see this is a different account, and I'm sharing this, and I have access to that project that was just shared with me. Even more, if I go in, I can start doing editing. So I have some files in here. I can drag and drop them. And you'll see how they start playing. I can zoom in into the timeline, just hold down Control and scroll the mouse wheel. I can add some more things into the timeline very easily. So I'm already starting to form the base of my video. But I chose this this footage, and now I want to check with my teammate and see if he agrees with that, right? So I want to already show him some of my video. I click save, and then if I go back to projects and switch my account again, this is my other account, right? If I click the project, now I can see that the project was already saved and synced with my colleagues. Okay, next up, let's say that we are fine with this and I want to start adding some transitions into this video. So what I'll do, I'll just head over to the transitions tab, and I have over 50 transitions that I can choose from in here. And I'll just add some cool intro transition. You can change the length or the duration of the transition as well. So if I click play, we have a cool transition. Now I want to add some intro text into this video. So I'll just choose some motion graphic that we've bundled into the editor, and I can drag and drop it into the timeline. If we want, we can also edit this. So let's say something like this, looks good. I can preview it. Let's click save. Also, we can resize whatever we have in the canvas. The canvas is very flexible. You can move things around and you get snapping points so you can position them properly. So that's very easy as well. Let's preview this. Let's see how this looks. So I'm happy with this. Now I will just save the project, go back again, and let's switch over again to my other account, because it's a team collaboration tool, so I would like to see how this looks. And if I just hit play, the other colleague of mine can see what I've done already, and he can continue doing these things. So let's say now he will take over and he will start adding some transitions. Let's just go with something simple, like let's choose a grid flip. So we can add this in here. We can overlap them a bit so you can get an in-between transition. And you can also bring the transition to front. So now we can see how this transition overlays or changes. Besides the regular transitions that you find in your videos, we also have overlays. And these are more modern ones. You can see them usually in tech videos, but also travel videos on YouTube. And you can use them in any video, actually. So let's just choose one, and we can drag and drop it into the timeline. So I decided to put it into this seam between videos, and this is how it looks. And again, we have the easy option of editing this transition. We can just click and we can choose colors as we like. So let's go with something like this and preview it. Let's save it. And there we have it. So this is, in very short terms, almost everything that you can do with Flixier. Now I'll get into some other things. So let's say we want to achieve some picture-in-picture effects. The timeline, again, is very flexible, so you can add multiple tracks to it, and you can just drag and drop things on top of another, and tracks are automatically added in here. So let's say I can do it like so, and you'll see a new track. But even more, I can now resize these items, and I can create this sort of mosaic effect if I want to. I can go onto stock footage again, and then I can choose some other videos if I need for my B-roll. That's doable as well. So I'll just drag and drop. We can position it in the middle, or we can just resize it and place it in different places. So you are getting this cool video effect. And this is, again, very flexible and very fast. If you want, in the timeline, you can trim things. You just need to drag from their sides to trim them. You can also position the playhead that we call is the yellow line in here that shows where we are in the video. So we can just position this and press S to cut, or use the cut button here. And now we have two pieces of this video. You can choose something like right click and ripple delete to connect them together. And yeah, as I said before, very flexible. this doesn't look good. I can trim it back. So now it's better. Okay. Again, if you want to also import your files, you have the option to do a complete cloud-based workflow. And what does this mean? You can import files from many sources, Google Drive, Dropbox, but even more, Zoom, YouTube as well. And by doing this, you'll skip having to download those files and process them on your local computer. You will be able to just copy the files from, let's say, the Zoom server to the Flixier server, edit them, and then publish them to YouTube, send a company memo, or yeah, just show it off on social media. And this is very powerful because you are cutting down on all those download and upload times and processing required to handle those videos on your own computer. Okay, now that you have a video, let me move Zoom away. Now that you have a video, you can also change some settings for this video. So you can change the background color if you want to. Let's make it white or whatever other color. You can also change the aspect ratio of this video. So I can go with 1:1, or I can go with 9:16, or 16:9, back again. So that's very easy to do as well. Now, let me show you another motion graphic that we've added and we built into Flixier. Is the motion texts, or the motion graphics actually, which are call to actions that you can use in your video. So let's say you want to add a call to action for people to subscribe to your channel. And I'm gonna add this here, just drag and drop it. It's getting positioned where the playhead is positioned. And if I click play, I can see it there. We can make it bigger, of course, if we want to, no problem with that. And you can already see how smooth this whole experience is and how fast you can put things together in here. I'll just remove this. By the way, I'm not a video creator, so some of this might not make sense to a lot of people, but I like to do videos, and it's something that I'm learning while building this tool. Yeah, I hope that you'll like the presentation too, because this is probably the most that I can do in terms of creativity. I'll just drag another call to action because I want to show you something else that's cool. So let's drag this here, and we can see it into the video. And what you can do here is to also edit this one. So let's say I wish my channel had 15,000 likes, but I only have 8 or 1. And I don't have near 1.4 million subscribers. I only have 1K and 1K. And I can save the animation, and now it's tailored to your channel. And we have plenty of this for Facebook, for Twitter, for Instagram as well. Let me just drag and drop another one. And now you have a call to action for Instagram as well. I'll save this. So let's say I was the editor or the assistant editor for this video. And now if I switch back again to my account, I can open it and I can see how the video is updated with all the changes that I've done on the other side. So this is very useful if you work in a team. But what about if you have a client that you want to show off your work with? So I'll just be able to share a review link for that. And this comes in handy because I know there's been a lot of discussions about our limitation on export time and publish time. So this is a way around that. You can send this review link, and this is, let's say, an unaltered version of your video. It's not yet rendered or published. You can come back and edit it all the time. So let me show you how that works. I'll just click generate a review link. I'll just keep it public for now because it's easier. Click generate and then copy. Very similar to something you do on maybe Google Drive or something when you share a link. And now let me open another window, copy paste this. And you're getting this simplified interface where you can preview your video, right? And in this simplified interface, you can also leave time-based comments where you want to require changes. So let's say this open transition, let me do something that's actually more fun. Let me put this side by side so you'll see how this works. So this is my editor's view and this is my client's view. So let's say he says, this transition is too out there or too edgy. He doesn't like that. Go with fade. And I'm sending this comment and it instantly shows up into my editor's view. And I can even click on it and go directly to that spot. And now I'll click on this. Okay, so he doesn't like my transition. I'll just delete this transition from the video and drag and drop a new one. So let's say I'm going for cross dissolve now. Let's see, where is that? Yes, which is basically fade. So now I have a cross dissolve transition. I'll go back into my review link, update the link, click update, and you already are gonna get a new version here. And if I switch to the new version, now my client can directly see that he has a fade-in transition, just like he wanted. So this is another way you can really fast collaborate with people and you don't need to render files to send them or upload them to Google Drive or something. You can just do it all in here in real time. So that's how review links work. I'll just make this big again. What happened to my, okay. And now I'll go to the export page. Let's say we are happy with this video and I'll go to the export page. This is a short video, but in general, the export time for a 1 minute video or even a 30 seconds video is the same to the export time of a 30-minute video. And just to demonstrate that, since I don't have a lot of footage, I'll just copy paste a video here. This is 9 minutes long. And you know what, for fun, let's just do it again. Let's make this long. So 20 minutes, let's make it 30-ish. Okay. So now we have a 30-minute video here. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense. Bear with me because I combined it with the other one. I just wanted to showcase how you can render a longer video in Flixier and what's the speed for that. If I click export, I'm getting here into the export window where you can preview your video again, if you want to do it one last time before you publish. You can also connect to other places where you can publish, and you can do this directly. Again, no download. So if I connect to YouTube and click this check mark and Vimeo and Google Drive, this video, as soon as it's rendered, it will go to all those locations at the same time. So immediately, so you don't have to download your videos or you don't have to upload them to different sources. But for the purpose of this video, I'll just click export. So after I click export, I can go to my dashboard and I will see my video starting to process. And usually this takes a couple of minutes. So 3 minutes, 5 minutes, sometimes even less than that, but it depends a lot on what you have into your footage. And just to show you how this works and what do we mean by cloud processing, you know what, I have a game in here. So I'm playing this game. I can continue playing this game, which I'm very bad at, by the way. I don't play that many games, but just to showcase this. This is a game running at the same time as I'm exporting a video. Usually your computer goes hot, it starts to spin up, it starts to slow down, or you cannot maybe even use it. But this is a game loading in here, something is happening, and I do have my video continuing to export in here. So as I said, in the meantime, you can do anything else that you want. You can browse the web. So you can work on things, you can do whatever you want. And you know, sometimes people do these demonstrations on very high-powered computers. Full disclosure, this is a 5-year-old computer running on a Core i5 processor and 8 gigabytes of RAM. So this is the configuration that we are working with here. And as you're seeing, the video just goes on. You don't need to be here. You can go somewhere else. Even more, you can actually continue editing your video. So let's say this was overboard, right? I don't need this many videos in here. So I'll just remove them and I can go and export this again, right? So now I'm having 2 exports running at the same time. And this is what we can do through the power of cloud computing for your video editing process. As a short intro into your dashboard, while this finishes exporting, here you have your review links that you just published before, and you can copy them in here. You can delete them in here, or you can just open the project for quickly getting into that. You have a media library, which is quite powerful. In here, you can switch between your team library and your personal library. So everything that you upload in your personal library is there only for yourself, unless you right click and press share with team. Then you'll get a small icon here that tells you that the file is shared, and you'll be able to find it in the team library as well. Otherwise, it's only yours. And if you go back to your personal library, you can unshare it, and then it's only yours. You will not see it anymore. In here, you can create folders. And you can move things around. So I want to move this in here. So it's easy for you to create a nice workflow where you can organize your media. If I go back to my export, so we are closing in on this, it's gonna finish soon. Yeah, almost done. As soon as it is done, we can preview it here in the browser, or we can download it on our own computer and just share it from there or store it there if we want to. This is the last part of the export. And yeah, I think this is kind of it. We can wait a bit longer for this to finish. Just so you know, I still have this running in here, so nothing, it's, yeah. Let me see if I can show you something else. We do have some templates as well, but even though we have them, we wanted just to offer a quick way for people to get into the platform and to experience it. We are not very focused on templates. I think there are other tools out there. They can do a very good job on templates. We don't have any issue with that. They are great. We are more focused on video rendering and processing and helping you create longer format videos. So this is done, and now I can preview it and see what it looks like. So this is the video that I made. And let's go 30 minutes. Yeah, you can see the other video was successfully exported as well. So I can now download this video to my own computer. Or as I said before, you could have just published it to some other locations. Yeah, I think this is it. If you have any other questions, or if you'd like to, I could showcase some more editing features. But it's the editing in Flixier is simple. It's not something that you need to learn or you need a book for. I'm sure some of you might want some more flexibility, and this is going to come. We already have a ton of feedbacks, and it's not only here, it's also on this link where people can send it in without a Trello account. So a lot of things are going to come. We have a lot of feedback here that people just sent us directly. So it's gonna be a long journey from now on, but we wanted to get the speed right, because this is something that only big production companies had access to before. They are called render farms, and you would have to pay thousands of dollars, maybe sometimes tens of thousands of dollars to be able to do this. But we wanted to bring it to everyone. So yeah, we are at this point here, and we are really, really thankful for the community in here, for all the feedback and patience that they've had with us in solving some issues when they appeared or in adding new features. And we are going to do so much, many more things from now on. I think now I'm ready. Okay. I'm
Awesome,
done.
thank you. No, that was great. Somebody asked the difference between when you stack codes. So I just wanted to clarify that when you stack codes, it adds more team members, it adds more hours of export each month, and it adds more storage. So depending on the number of codes you get, that's what will increase. So we do have some other questions here. Oh goodness, why isn't this? Okay. And some of the questions have already been answered. Thank you so much for getting through those. We do have a lot of other ones though. Let's see. First one, is this helpful for webinars or live virtual summit events?
I think so too. I'm not sure exactly how the live part works for it, but what we can help you with after the video is recorded, you can easily edit it. And we actually have in mind a lot of integrations, like we just did with Zoom. We want this to be a full page of integrations, right? Because we do believe that there are a lot of powerful tools out there, maybe some of them that provide a way for you to do a live webinar, and then you have a recording that you need to edit. This is something that we want to let you do very quickly. So as we said with Zoom, just bring it in from server to server, cloud points to cloud points, no downloads or uploads, and then you can just chop it into pieces or add transitions or text on top of it and then send it somewhere else. But if you wanted to somehow edit things live, or I don't know what the question was, then no, it doesn't work on live things. It's just like recordings or existing videos.
Cool. Can you please show the blend modes for QuickTime .mov files uploaded on the timeline?
I'm sorry, I really don't know how to do that. As I said, I'm not a video pro. So these files, these are not MOVs, by the way. These are just MP4s. You can upload MOVs in Flixier, but if this was a question that you wanted to get at, you cannot get transparency yet. Even if you upload an MOV file with Flixier, this is a question we get a lot. You cannot, I mean, the transparency doesn't keep because our rendering engine doesn't support the transparency on MOV files just yet. So keep that in mind.
Awesome. What happens if I buy one code to have three teammates, but I need more export time? Can I join to the $10 a month to have it unlimited?
We cannot really combine those two, at least not right now. So what we do plan to do is to offer some sort of an add-on for Sumo links. We need more export time. I don't know how long it will be until we can do that because we have so much on our plates right now, Google Fonts, 4K, a lot of things. But we do want to do that for Sumo links that need more. And in case you run out of space, just write us in the chat. You can just write us here. We are a small team for now. We'll probably get me or Daniel or Sasha. So just write us and we'll figure something out. Just don't freak out in the long term.
All right. Do you have any recommendations for optimizing performance when pulling video from a webcam?
This is something that we are working with. The thing is, and we've got a lot of, I mean, not a lot, but we did get some questions about this because some people had some problems with the webcams. And this is a new feature that we have, and we couldn't really test with a lot of setups because imagine there are so many webcams out there and so many encoding systems and hardwares that we simply didn't have the bandwidth yet to test with all of them. And then some people get issues with some frames skipping or some stuttering on the webcams. We are aware of this and we are working on fixing it. But yeah, just be a bit patient. If possible.
Do you have a scrolling on-screen display like a stock quote streamer?
No, not yet. But this will come into the motion graphics section where we plan to add many more things. So just leave your feedback on Trello or in this feedback form, and we can consider all those because we also have this feedback on having a bar that just a progress bar for a video really cool. I love that. So things like this are gonna come, just add them there and we are gonna take a look at them. I mean, not all of them, but we're gonna consider most of them. So please do it.
Great. For the Simulings just joining us, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box down below this video. We are working through them. Either Daniel's answering them by typing them or Paul will answer them aloud. So you can go ahead and leave those there. Also, if you are late joining us, there is a replay of this. It will be sent to you as well as available on YouTube indefinitely. All right. Is there a way to overlay a logo in a corner for the entire video?
The way you can do that right now is by just using a track. So let's say this is a logo, right? Not the best logo in the world, but let's say this is the logo you have and you want to keep it here. So what you can do, you can add it into a new track and then drag it all the way through the length of the video, right? So this is the way you will be doing it. Let me see if I can show you maybe with a shape. Yes. So as you can see, this is how this would work.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah. So it's not the quick and easy way that you would have into those editors that are more template based, but you do have the option to do it.
Cool. What kind of animations can be created directly within Flixier?
So we don't have an animation system if you are looking at it from a perspective of moving things around, right? So if you wanted to move this shape from here to here, from this second to this second, we don't have that yet. That's a keyframe system that we have in mind, but it's gonna be a long way. So don't, don't get it for that right now. If you are looking into that, it's gonna take some time. It's a difficult thing to pull off. But what you can do, so what we actually tell people to do if they want to animate some things, it's mostly through transitions. And if you have the knowledge, I don't know if this comes from a pro or from a beginner, but if you are a pro using After Effects, you can then use this cool plugin developed by the cool guys at Airbnb, funny enough, called Lottie Files, that will allow you to get out an animation and import it in here. But that's super pro stuff, and I don't think that was actually the question. That's supported, but if you want to just do transitions, left to right movement, that's not transitions, but movement, that's not yet possible. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Can you edit and mix audio only files and export them as an MP3 files, or does it only export MP4s?
Only MP4s for now, but we are working as we speak actually on a more advanced exporting solution, because right now, and we get this asked a lot. So if I click, I don't know, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I get this, that would have been funny, all that I showed and nobody saw what I showed, but we are safe.
Somebody would have let you know, I promise.
Yeah, okay. So if you click export, you get this, and this is clicked already. This is highlighted. A lot of people, and we need to do a better job at this. A lot of people ask us, so I'm clicking on this and it's not working. Well, this is the only settings that we have for now, but we are working on adding more. So changing the resolution. For now, every video is exported at 1080p. So besides 4K, we got a lot of requests for 720p. So we are working on changing the resolution, maybe changing the quality, so the bit rate of the video, and also being able to, to change more export settings, as audio as well, because that wouldn't be that difficult to implement in here. So that's something that we have on the roadmap for sure. Yeah, cool. I think that answers it.
How can I sync audio from two different videos? Can I see the audio in the canvas to make it easy?
Yes. So let's see if any of these video have an audio. This one has. Maybe, let's see. So if I click detach, oh, okay, but it's an empty audio. But if I click detach, you can right click and click detach audio on videos. Okay, all of these are empty. You will be able to see a waveform in here. Let me see if I can find something in here. The audio files from here also don't have waveforms. This is just a limitation from our provider. We are working with him, and we really need to bring this up soon because waveforms are just something that everyone needs. But I'll try to find a video quickly. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that. No.
That's okay.
Yeah, but you'll be able to see a waveform here when you right click and detach, and then you will be able to sync it like that. Another feature that we're working on is to not need it to detach, right? Because sometimes that could be a pain. So just to see it in here under the video by default, this is another thing that we are working on.
Cool. All right. Can you show the video process of like deleting like a 2-second part from a clip?
Yeah. So let's take it step by step. So the first thing that you can do is to trim this video, right? And just to trim it, you can take the sides of it and move it, right? So now it's trimmed. But if you want to make a cut in the middle of the video, let's say I want to remove a part in the middle of the video, I can position this playhead and press S or the cut button here, like so. And now I have two parts. Let's say I want to get this middle out. I'm gonna press cut again. And I have the option to just press delete to delete it. And then I have an empty space in here if that's what you want. But you can also just right click and select triple delete or shift delete to triple delete. And that deletes the files and moves it to the left to connect everything together. So you have some options there if you want to work with it. And if you press Control Z, that undoes stuff as well.
All right, thank you. The next question, I need to import AVCHD. Is that possible?
Really, honestly, I don't know. Maybe write us in the app if you can, or through the AppSumo FAQ if you don't have an account already. I noticed those come through to us. Just ask us that there and we'll reply because I need to talk with the team to see if that codec is supported.
Cool. Do you have timers, say, for a fitness video?
No. This is something that will also come in with this motions update. It will be something very similar to the progress bar that I mentioned before, right? Because it's time-based as well. So yeah, this will come with when we'll add some more motion graphics, which I don't know when yet. It might take some time, maybe a few months, maybe 1 or 2 months, I don't know. But yeah, not yet.
Are there call to action text animation clickable links?
No, they are not. And this is something that we got asked a lot again. And this is because the video that you get out of Flixier is an actual video file. So we cannot really embed or keep links into them. Think of it like, you know, you have a file that you can share with people, you can share it around, and a video file in itself doesn't contain that kind of information. To be able to add those clickable elements into it, you need a special player, right? So the YouTube player has something special, and when you click on one of the cards, you can go to some place because the YouTube player allows it, not because the file allows it. So to be able to just make this a video editor that creates videos that can be shared with everyone, we cannot implement that. And building a player that supports that, it's maybe an entirely different product. I don't know yet. We can look into it, but that's something, yeah, a bit out of the scope right now.
All right. The next one, does importing video from Dropbox create any lag or slowdowns?
Not really. It depends a little bit on the speed of the server connection, and it can be affected by the locations around the globe. Also, it can be, even though we are based on Amazon Web Services, for those who know about that, and that's pretty well geographically distributed, but sometimes slowdowns happen. it should be way much faster, and I mean way much faster if you want to upload something through your internet data and it, I don't know, you have a slow internet connection. It doesn't compare, right, to the speed that you get through a direct connection from cloud to points. And when the video is on our platform, what we do, we transcode it into some different format, and we optimize the file so you get something that your computer can play easily, right? So we don't send you the original 4K video to crash your computer. We send something a bit more optimized. That may take some time, maybe a minute, maybe 30 seconds, maybe 2 minutes if it's a very big file. Yeah, something like that.
All right. Thank you, Sumolings, for all of your questions. We're gonna do our best. I think that's what's happening. We're gonna do our best to get through all of these, but there are still a lot to be answered. You're welcome, Maurice. Does the software automatically sync audio to video if you have several clips?
No. Feature on the list. We are gonna take a look at it, see how difficult it is to implement and prioritize, but not right now. No.
Can we use this to create TikTok videos?
Sure, of course you can. That's what I said. I tried actually to say in the beginning that, or why I said in the beginning that I'm not gonna focus on a use case like this is how you do an Instagram video or a Facebook or a TikTok video. You can do all the types of videos that you want in here. Yeah.
How, Eddie, I want to answer your questions, Eddie. I'm sorry. So we're going to answer Eddie's questions. How does green screen feature work?
Okay. Let me try to find. I don't have something green screen right here, but maybe I can find something in screen. No. Oh, come on. Okay, so here's a green screen video. Never seen this one before, so okay, sure. This is a green screen video. Then when you drag and drop it into your timeline, you need to click on it. And you have these options in here. And what is, actually, I didn't go through this. So you can also, yeah, I can show you some of this as well. But to go to the green screen part, you click on the video, you select effects. And then in the green screen section, you can click here to choose the color that you want to remove. And then you can just move the slider to the right to remove that color. And next, you can play the video now and see how it looks. So this is how green screen works in Flixier. But yeah, since we are here, I didn't go through this, somehow I overlooked it. You have some more options here. So you can even do basic to maybe a little bit advanced color correction if you want to. You can change the brightness of a video. You can increase or decrease contrast, saturation, change gamma of the video. We have some blend modes as well, but they work only on the same track. And we got a lot of feedback that people want them to work between tracks. So we need to look at how we need to do that. And you also get just filters, default filters that you can add on your video. Let's say maybe grayscale looks better. And yeah, some more effects in here. You can blur a video if you want to. And this is cool. You can also change the speed of your video. So if I just drag towards the right, the video will spin very fast. Now I don't have anything in here. Let me just do a ripple delete to connect everything back. So now the video is much faster than it was before. And if I go back and slow it down, you'll see that the video, it's gonna take a longer time to play, but it's gonna be slower. So yeah, some of the other cool things that we have in here.
Cool. All right, so we have some interest in the audio. I'm going to go through a couple questions. Can you fade the audio? Can you trim or edit it? Another question is, are there filters available? Volume ducking? And then the last question is just very impressive. Can you show a little about audio?
Yeah. So our audio features are not that advanced just yet. So besides the waveform that you would get if this video actually had something on the track, you get a fade in and fade outs, and you can adjust them to your desired length. So to fade in faster or slower, and remove them, of course, and change the volume. But none of the other features that you asked about are in here just yet. So again, please leave feedbacks. We already took a lot of feedback on audio in here. So yeah, we need to improve that. We know we are going to work on it.
All right.
But yeah, just reach out. We are willing to talk to you guys if you have some specific ways you want to implement them. We are very open to feedback. So yeah, write to us.
All right. I've been summoned. Lindsay, please ask him about 4K rendering.
Okay, so 4K rendering is not yet available, and we got tons of questions. I think after we changed our limits, this was the most asked question everywhere, not only on AppSumo, but on all the groups that shared the deal. So this is, like we showed, this is some impressive tech, right? That you can have all this processing power in the cloud, and this is a bit expensive to run. Our 4K rendering is not yet very efficient. So that's why it's not yet live. And just to give you an idea, the first time when we built this system, it took 60 minutes to render a 1-minute video. So right, you wouldn't get this out to people because it's not efficient. Nobody would need it or want it. So we took the time to bring it down, and we actually switched it around. So this is the state where we are at with 4K. It's not yet that efficient. It takes longer and it costs longer. So when that will be ready, we will give it to people. And if we are going to include it in the deal or not, it depends on how cost efficient we can get it down to. So if it's feasible, we can give it to everyone. If it's too expensive, we might need to add it as an add-on. So that's the idea behind 4K.
Cool, thank you.
One more thing, as a parenthesis, 4K, you can upload 4K video in here, and you actually do get the option to crop in. So if you have a 4K video and you want to use it to publish 1080p video, you can upload them and you can work with them in the canvas. You can crop into the video to keep the details, and you can publish them as a 1080p video. I think that might help some people.
Cool. We have some questions about speeds. What is the fastest and slowest that you can speed a video? Is it limited to 0.5 to 2 times? And the next question is, can you change the speed for just one small section, or does it affect the whole video?
So what you can do with small sections is that you need to cut them down. This is how things work right now. We could improve this, I'm sure. But for now, if you want to change the speed of something, you need to do a cut. And you have this section in here, and now you are working with this section or with this section or with this section. You cannot, without cutting these things, you cannot work with only a specific section. But if you split it up in smaller parts, then you can work with all of them. Now, in terms of how much you can speed it up or down, it actually goes from 0.2 to all the way to 5. So yeah, there's some flexibility in there.
Amazing. Based on the questions that people ask, they are looking for features so they can replace apps like ScreenFlow and move to the cloud. Interesting, interesting. All right, can we record directly from our phones into Flixier?
You can try. So what you can do, and let us know how that goes. We didn't test it very thoroughly, I'll be honest. So what we did do is you get the option to use this on your phone, but it's not advisable because the interface is not optimized, right? So you still get the same interface on your phone, and depending on how big screen your phone is, and also the touch inputs are not very well optimized, it's not yet usable there. What you can use it for is you can go back in here, and if you access the dashboard, or if you just log in and you'll see this dashboard in your phone, you can go into your media library and you can click the import button here. And now you can upload files from your mobile phone. a lot of people ask us, how do I get my file from my mobile phone in here? Well, this is a quick way to do it. You can upload directly from your mobile phone into Flixier. Yeah.
Cool. Question, can the files then be downloaded or, will the files then be downloaded or do they just go to the cloud?
So first they go to the cloud, so they stay in our cloud system. But if you go into this exports tab in here and you just press download, now the file will download into your computer. So
I feel like that question, a lot of people were panicking.
Okay.
A
No,
lot of people thought that it was just going to the cloud and they couldn't download. So I feel like that just got rid of about half the questions in here. And I'm so sorry that we scared you. You can download.
Yeah, no. So everything is cloud-based, that's true. But in the end, the files are your files and you can download them and use them wherever you want. So that's one of the reasons that I said before, we don't have clickable buttons in them, because we don't keep them to do whatever we want with them. We give them to you, and then the moment they are on your computers, your phones, your laptops, we cannot, maintain that clickable function. So yeah.
All right, so we've had a lot of questions about YouTube. So I'm gonna try to get through some of them. When you post directly into YouTube, does it get posted as a private video?
Actually, let me try to connect here. Do I have an account here that I can connect with? I have many accounts. Maybe I can do something. Okay, so this was used before. Come on. Well, just to answer the question, if I managed to find this a free account that I could use, just to answer this question, you get the option to choose. So you have the option to just choose where you want, how you want your file to upload. And what do I mean by that? You can add the description. You can, okay, so we managed to actually connect with an account. Let's show you how this works. So now I have this account connected to YouTube. I click this button to select the export to YouTube when I render the video. So here you can add your description. And you can make it as long as you want. You can set a thumbnail. Just disclaimer, we just got a few bug reports on the timeline, on the thumbnail. We are working on it. If it doesn't work for you, just so you know, we are working on it. And in the privacy tab, you can choose between private, public, and unlisted. So, and you can even schedule a date when you want this to go live. And then you can also add tags. So like that. So this is how YouTube publishing works.
Wonderful. What control options are there for recording screen, camera, and microphone?
Yeah, let me go back to that. So if I open my project, yes, and I click import, I have the option to record my microphone. I'm not going to do it because I'm a bit afraid that it's going to take away from my Zoom meeting. Mm-hmm. And the camera together with a microphone, and the screen together with a microphone. Now, this might be a bit basic. We just realized this. A lot of people now gave us feedback that they want to combine all of them, or that they want to, this was interesting, that they want to have a screen recording with the sound from the sound card of their computers. We are taking all this into account and we are gonna add them to the list. But again, this goes into the prioritization part, and we'll see how long it will take to develop them. For now, as I said, microphone, camera and microphone, screen and microphone, these are the options that you have.
Awesome, thank you. Direct export to Vimeo, YouTube, Google Drive, etc. does not count against our monthly download limit, right?
You don't have a download limit, you have a publish limit. So what do I mean by that? If you publish this video twice, if you render it, if you click export and export it twice, it counts 2 times, because we do need to process it 2 times. It's actually math here that applies. We don't do anything else with. We just process it twice, so it counts twice. And after it's exported, you can download it from the dashboard. So from the exports panel, you can download it from how many times you want. You can just come back here and download it 100 times if you want to. That doesn't matter anymore, but only if you export it many times. But, and let me show you this again. So if I click export in here, and then I select all of them at the same time. So let's say I have 5 places that I'm going to publish at the same time. It only counts as one time, because what do? We have the export, we process the video, it's in your library or your dashboard, and then we just distribute it to all the sections. So we don't process it 5 times. We only process it once, and then we distribute it to all the services. So if you want to distribute to many places, yeah, don't worry about it. It only counts once, and you can download it as many times you want. But the moment you hit this button many times, this is when it adds up to more times. I hope this was clear. I'm not sure.
Wonderful. That's great. All right. So Sumolings, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the Q&A box now. We're going to try to wrap within the next few-ish minutes. I have another question from my new friend, Will. Can you please add beat markers?
Okay.
That's it.
That's a question or a feedback?
Well, both. It's framed as a question. I did it. He said, Lindsay, please lastly ask this. And when somebody says please to me and uses my name and spells my name right, I say yes. So
Lindsay, please, can you repeat the question then? Because
they want beat markers.
And
I believe that I saw this question earlier too.
Like markers in here when you want to leave some comments, or I'm not sure that I get it.
I'm not sure what it is either, but that was the second question that I saw of that. So if somebody wants to explain what a beat mark, time markers.
Okay.
For audio and also time markers. That's the maybe two different things.
Okay. I think the best way to do this is if you can write us and we can discuss about it, because as I said, we are open to feedback and we are open to discussing with you and hearing the use case on how you want to do it and how to use it and things like that. So yeah, just write us. Feel free to do that.
Wonderful. Yeah, where can Sumolings get in touch with you and submit suggestions, etc.? I know you showed it, but give us a refresher.
Okay, so we have this roadmap, public roadmap on the page, on the post in AppSumo, where my comment is. You will find this linked there. If you don't have a Trello account, you can click on this card and you can click on this link in here. And here you can leave a comment, and you'll just have to leave your email so we can get back to you if we need more clarifications or something like that.
All right. Yeah. Is there a way to trick the system into speeding up a video more than 5 times, or is there a roadmap to have more than 5 times speeding up?
We'll add it to the list, actually. We didn't really think that it was necessary, but you cannot trick it, that's for sure. But we can add it to the list, yeah.
I love tricking systems. All right. Can you leave comments or notes in the editing file with markers?
No, I mean, these are linked to this. So if I click here, I will be redirected to where this comment was left. But you cannot, I know we got asked about this a couple of times. You cannot export this markers. Some people want them to export them and have them as a file that people can see. You cannot do that yet. And I don't know when it's gonna come, just so you know. So, yeah.
Amazing. Well, we've been getting a lot of comments. Impressive. I'm N. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who has been here today. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I feel like this was a very thorough walkthrough, and if you have some more questions, you know where the deal page is, you know where to leave your questions. So go ahead and let us know how Flixier is working for you. You can get going. And of course, it is backed by AppSumo's 60-day guarantee. You can find it on appsumo.com/Flixier. It's starting at just $69. And then you can stack codes to get more team members and export hours each month and storage, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, but of course, let us know how it's working for you. We would love to see your final products. Thank you so much for joining us, Paul and Daniel.
Thank you for having us, and thank you all for watching and being so engaged with the questions.
Absolutely. You are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.